70.3 kilograms. Making his K1 debut, representing Team Unity, Deano Begg! Across the cage, his opponent stands in the red corner with an undefeated record of 1 fight and 1 win. Representing the Kaizen Academy, Stearke! Let's get down to business.
Okay, let's get this going. Second match here at Evolution of Combat 3. This is a K1 rules match.
Jake Stearke, Kaizen Academy, Deano Begg, Team Unity.
Now I know Deano Begg has officially got a record of 0-0 here, but I've seen him fight on some of his past matches. He can really go.
Yeah, Deano is a BJJ purple belt as
Immediately
well
taking
as
the center
a
of the
Cage
cage.
Warriors veteran.
Oh, lands a right off the bat. Jake's
Deano
backing up.
swinging with that overhand.
Jake pivoting off with the left hook there.
Oh,
and Jake
early
him.
knockdown.
Jake drop. Remember, 3 knockdowns in a round will end the fight. Deano's really bringing the pressure straight off the bat there. Pushing forwards. He's going to want to capitalize on that. Now he's already knocked Jake down once. High head kick there. Roundhouse.
Deano swinging over with that overhand there from
It's
the
like
rear. And he sets it up again. This time Jake is able to counter. And leg kicks there from Jake. Deano quickly counters with that cross.
Look at the pressure of Dean.
Yeah, he's really trying to swarm Jake there.
Jake's body's welting up already. Oh. Just missing. Dean's throwing some heavy punches, really pushing
Jake's
Jake
still
back.
managing to land some decent counters off this though. He's landing some good leg kicks and some good counters to the head.
A lot of these punches are hitting the guard of Jake's.
That one hit. Body
Jake's
shot
still in
from
the fight
Deano.
though, pushing forwards.
Another body shot from Deano.
God, Deano's hitting the
another
body,
one which
hitting the
just
body.
glances off.
Landing some straights to the face of Jake. Jake now pushing forwards. Oh, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand. The ref gets in the middle stand, an 8 count.
And we continue.
Oh, right body shot.
Straight off with the body shot.
Dean is
Jake
bringing the
returns.
fire here. Oh, right hand. Oh, lands.
And again.
Jake needs to think about moving his head, using that footwork. At the moment, Dean's able to just push forwards and just throw heavy shots. Jake needs to be using those angles, angling out, moving that head.
And
Jake
our first round.
Easily won there, I think, by Dean.
We're seeing a lot of movement, both laterally and backwards and forwards from Jake, but within that, he's not really moving his head. He's not moving his targets, particularly within that.
Yeah, he's moving backwards in a straight line a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And his head is always, Jake's able to find the head. To be honest with you, Dean, to be honest with you, is doing an excellent job going to the body and then going to the head. He's mixing it up.
Yeah, he's mixing it up a lot. He's also moving forward and just really keeping Jake on the back foot throughout all of this.
I mean, the number one thing I thought when I watched that match was just the pressure. Dean's pressure, just pushing Jake backwards.
Yeah, Jake's able to still counter with some fairly decent leg kicks and fairly decent shots to the head and body, but it's just not, he's still losing the exchanges. He's not coming up with enough to answer with.
To be fair, I remember Jake's first match at EOC, and it was again, just throwing wild haymakers, a real barn burner. Again, Dean taking
similarly,
the stand.
in Jake's last outing, he lost the first round to come back strong and basically shut down the distance.
He could be like a cowboy Cerrone. He just needs to warm up. Needs to be hit a few times. Dean egging him forwards, telling him to come on. Bring it. That's good. Jake landed some nice kicks.
Deano continuing to stalk down Jake.
Dean seems to have an interesting tactic
shelling
here.
up, and we get some return there from Deano.
He might be wanting Jake to come forwards. If Jake's throwing punches, maybe Dean's planning on catching him with a counter.
Jake nearly walks into that round kick.
Jake is still coming forwards though. He's been hit with some heavy shots.
Jake keeps throwing leg kick.
Jake
Deano goes to the body.
I'm guessing that's what his corner told him during the match. In this round, we've seen a lot more leg kicks from Jake. I spoke to him after his last match, after the last event, and he said that he wished he'd thrown more kicks. He's starting to land a bit more here. We're seeing higher percentage from Jake in this round. Dean still probably taking the lead just from cage control, moving forwards. But Jake is excellent. Jake is landing some shots now. I don't know.
Deano's starting to will. Jake's going for it there. He's looking for those hits
lovely
lands with an uppercut.
Dean got tagged with an uppercut there. Jake pushing forwards. Jake has to be careful that Dean isn't baiting him. That he's not playing possum and making Jake come forward so Dean can catch him with something.
Toe kick against the cage from
Jumping
Deano.
toe kick. Oh, Deano lands a solid right hand there, but Jake's pushing forwards and follows up with a few of his own shots.
Deano still moving forward confidently.
Throws a body shot, but I think it landed on the guard of Jake. Jake looked a little bit stunned there by following a left hand. Jake trying to turn up the heat at the end, but Jake flips back.
And both of them just swing up.
Jake is just swinging now for the fences. That was a much closer round. As we said, it looks like Jake really warmed up and needed that first round to warm up.
This being our second Jake Stearke fight we've seen, it's following a very familiar pattern.
Yeah.
That he seems to lose the first round and then come back strong in the second round, looking to close the distance, maybe overcome the range disadvantage he might have.
You never know, though, what strategy Deano was playing. In the first round, he brought the heat. Definitely won that first round, no questions about it. The second round, maybe he's planning on letting Jake tire himself out, let Jake be a bit more active.
I'm starting to wonder if Deano's not maybe tired himself out a little bit himself in that
Deano
first
does
round.
look like it. He does look gassed.
He went forward very, very quickly. He was throwing everything, including the kitchen sink there at Jake.
And if he's relying on Jake being tired, Jake doesn't look too tired. You know, Jake looks perfectly composed and ready to go for another round.
Yeah, Jake's looking definitely a lot better now than he did at the end of that first round. Our third and final round.
Ooh, I'm excited.
All to play for.
We've seen probably the heaviest shots landed of the night so far in this match. Both fighters have excellent composure during those exchanges. They don't drop guards, they don't swing too wildly. Lovely teep there, caught.
Caught by Deano. Deano swinging.
Deano with that forwards pressure again.
And Jake circles off. Deano pressuring forward again. Throwing the combos.
Dean pushing forwards, lands some teeps. Just ducks a vicious left hand there from Jake. Jake's landing these punches
Jake's
though.
with the uppercuts.
Jake's landing the quantity of punches.
There. Oh, another clean shot from Jake Stearke.
I would say Jake's landed the majority of the harder hits in landing punches in this round.
Oh, he's throwing those uppercuts. And Deano swings again, misses.
Deano's definitely being the more aggressive of the two coming forwards, but I think Jake's probably landing more strikes right now. Lovely. Having said that, Deano lands a lovely
Deano
left
is
straight.
going wild with that overhand now.
Deano knows
really
he needs to take this round.
Jake.
Deano's landing some
Deano's really
wildly.
leaning into these shots as well, which isn't
Lovely
necessarily the
body shot.
wisest thing to do.
Front teep there. Jake is, I tell you, these guys, they're throwing. I think Dean is doing an excellent job of pushing forwards. If it comes down to ref's decision, judge's decision, whoever's moving forwards does look like the aggressor, even if both fighters are landing the same number of punches.
Oh, excellent.
Lovely
Circle off there and counter from Stearke.
He pivoted and he followed up. Lovely straight
And he
left.
finds with the jab.
God, this has been a pace that both fighters have maintained. Dean again
Final
pushing
10
forward towards
seconds.
the end,
Both
lands a
fighters
thud in
staggering.
body
Both fighters exhausted.
swinging to the end
Swinging
here.
to the end.
Oh, Jake getting the better of it towards the end there in that exchange. But
And we have gone the distance
What
for the
a
first
match.
time tonight. What a fight.
that's a tough match to score.
Definitely.
I mean, the first round definitely went to Deano. The second round, I would perhaps, it could have gone either way, but maybe Jake took it. And that third round, it could go either way, but I do think both fighters landed a lot of punches. Deano was moving forwards as the aggressor most of the time.
Yeah, it's one of those, you've got two very different rounds and then a third round where it's just almost impossible to call who
Could go either
landed
way.
the most significant damage there. We are streaming live on Facebook.
Oh, we're going off now.
If you're watching, give us a shout out, give us a share. We'll be announcing the winner very shortly as the judges tote up their decisions.
Hats off to these two. That was a vicious match. Both fighters just throwing wildly from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
not so much wildly because obviously it's so controlled and technical, but man, they were Deano was putting everything he had into some of those punches.
Yeah, we saw him really swing with that overhand.
Jake's not looking too confident right here. He just looked at his brother Tom, who's an MMA fighter, and shook his head.
Well. What a battle, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time this evening, we consult the judges' scorecards. It is a unanimous decision. To the blue corner, Deano Begg!
Deano Begg, our winner tonight. Team Unity, coming all the way down from Scotland. Eked out the win against Jake Stearke in an absolute war.